Welcome back to my YouTube tutorials. Today we're going to be doing a Cincinnati Beagles logo. Yay! Now there isn't a lot of tools that are needed to create a basic logo. If you have a printer, you can do a printout, but mine's out of ink. So basically what I did was just use a piece of wax paper, or you can use parchment paper, and put it over my laptop screen, and I did a trace out with a permanent marker. If you have a permanent marker that has a very small tip, that will be really useful because your lines will be more precise. I had a bit of trouble with mine because the lines were so thick I almost forgot where I had my indentations. However, it works perfectly fine in the long run. Just as long as you keep looking at your image while you're working, that helps a lot. So what I'm basically doing now is just using a sharp tool, or you can use a toothpick, it's pretty basic. And on a piece of rolled out fondant, you can let your fondant sit for a few hours just so that it hardens up. And then you can do a trace out over the fondant after, so you can have a basic idea of the shape of the logo. Now I've done this a few times before, and it really takes a straight hand, and when you're finished, make sure you feel just to make sure that you traced out everything needed. And this is basically what you'll end up with as your end result. So you have a good stencil to start painting on. I just want to take this minute to thank all my subscribers and to remind you who haven't subscribed as yet to press that subscription button and the notification bell for more videos. So to start your painting, the best thing I find to use are gel food colors. You can use watercolors if you wish, but you have to make sure that your brush isn't full or it isn't too damp, basically, because then you will have colors dripping all over. I like the gel colors because even when I make a mistake, I can go back in and make a wipe with a wet brush back and forth and clean back up my area very easily. If you're struggling using your gel food color as a painting medium, you can thin it out a little bit by using a proportion of white vodka alcohol, or my favorite, Sunset Strong Rum. Fun fact, when you're mixing a lot of colors, or you're even painting, whether it be dyeing food colors, once you're working with gel food colors, I will advise you to wash your hands as frequent as possible. Trust me, I've had a lot of experiences where I'm wondering, oh my god, where did that come from? And this also contributes to a better finish. A nice clean finish makes your work have a lot more value, so always work towards that. Washing your hands frequently and using paper towel instead of a kitchen towel, where the fibers will get onto your hands and onto the surface of your fondant, will also help you with a nice smooth finish, which will also put a lot of value to your work. So now that I've finished painting my logo, I'm just using my X-Acto knife to cut out the basic shape of the logo, and then I'll be placing it on my cake. Now I'm placing my logo onto my cake. My cake was not too long freshly covered, and it was still a little damp from being in the freezer, so I'm just gonna place my logo on. If your cake had been prepped previously or your fondant is dry, you should use a damp brush just to wet the area where you're gonna place your logo. And here's my finished product. the Cincinnati Beagles football themed cake. Remember to subscribe and press the notification bell, and if you want to see how to make the football on this cake, check out my other videos.